I still remember the sound, that metal door closing behind me. It wasn't loud, but it echoed in my chest like a final sentence. 8 by 10 feet. That was my world. Concrete walls, steel bars, a thin mattress that smelled like years of regret. I was 23 years old, angry at the world, blaming everyone but myself. And for the first few months, I did what most men in prison do. I survived. I watched my back. I kept my mouth shut. I let the days blur together. You don't realize how heavy time is until you have too much of it. One afternoon, I walked into the prison library, not because I loved books, because I was bored. The room was small, dust floating in the light, shelves filled with old, forgotten paperbacks. I picked up a book at random. Didn't even read the title. I just needed something to make the hours move faster. But something strange happened. For the first time since I got locked up, the walls disappeared. I don't remember the first 10 books clearly, but I remember the feeling. Silence that wasn't heavy. I started reading every day. An hour turned into 2. 2 turned into 4. Other inmates were lifting weights. I was lifting words. I read about men who had suffered worse than me. One night, I read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He survived concentration camps, and he wrote that even when everything is taken from you, you still control your attitude. That line broke something inside me, because I had been blaming the judge, blaming my past, blaming my neighborhood, but I had never blamed my mindset. That night, I made a decision. If I was going to be trapped physically, I refused to be trapped mentally. I made a rule: 1 book a week, then 2, then 3. History, psychology, business, philosophy. I read about Malcolm X teaching himself with a dictionary in prison. I read about Nelson Mandela studying law behind bars. These weren't just stories. They were proof. Proof that prison didn't have to be the end of a man. It could be the beginning. Something started happening to my mind. At first, I couldn't focus for 10 minutes. My thoughts were loud, angry, restless. But reading forced me to slow down, page by page. My brain changed. I started noticing things. My vocabulary improved. My patience grew. My reactions softened. Instead of fighting, I started thinking. Instead of reacting, I started reflecting. Other inmates began asking me questions. Why you always reading? So I started explaining what I learned. We'd sit in the yard, and I'd talk about psychology, about habits, about discipline. I wasn't a teacher, but I wasn't the same man who walked in either. After a few years, I stopped counting the days. I started counting the books. 100, 101, 102, 102. When I hit 700, I realized something. I hadn't been in a fight in years. Not because prison changed, because I changed. I wasn't angry anymore. I was curious. Curiosity replaced rage. And that might be the biggest transformation of my life. By the time I reached 1,000 books, I didn't recognize myself. The mirror showed the same face. The mind behind it was different. Stronger, calmer, clearer. I began writing summaries, setting goals, planning a life outside those walls. Not dreaming, planning. The day they released me, the gate buzzed
buzzed open. I walked out carrying one small box, some clothes, a few letters, and a notebook filled with ideas. But what I really carried was 1,000 conversations who had lived centuries before me. 1,000 lessons, 1,000 shifts in perspective. Prison took years from my life, but books gave me a future. People think freedom is physical. It's not. I was free long before that gate opened. Because freedom starts in the mind. You don't need bars to be trapped. You can be trapped by distraction, by anger, by ignorance. I was until one book changed my direction, and then another, until the man who walked out was not the man who walked in. If you're listening to this right now, and you feel stuck, ask yourself one question. What could happen? If you replaced 1 hour of scrolling with one chapter? What could happen in a year? I know what happened to me. It rebuilt my mind, one page at a time.